Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on the program. A former governor of Kano State, Senator Kwankwaso, on Tuesday officially dumped the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and joined the new Nigeria People's Party. Well, Senator Kwankwaso has been given reasons for dumping the party, where he became a minister and became governor, and now he ran in 2019 on that platform of the party for the ticket of the party as a presidential aspirant. Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso has also complained that the PDP and APC has failed Nigerians, and since joining NNPP, the party has held a national convention where they said they will get Nigeria out of the doldrums. Now, tonight, we're being joined by a two-term governor of Kano State, a former Minister of Defense under the Olusegun Obasanjo administration, a former senator, Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. He joins us from Abuja. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us tonight. Let me start by getting your view, first and foremost. This is perhaps one sad incident that a lot of Nigerians are seeking a solution. Before we go into politics and other issues, is the issue of the attacks that we've seen in Kaduna. An abduction of about 6 people has occurred yesterday night. Reports coming from this morning in an estate in Kaduna. Then also we saw on Tuesday the attack on a train station, and unaccounted, several numbers of people are not accounted for. 26 people are injured, 8 people are being killed in these dastardly acts. Give us a sense, as a former Minister of Defense, from your own standpoint, what do you think is a major problem here, and how do we tackle it?
Sean, thank you very much. It's very unfortunate that all of us in this country have to find ourselves in this big problem. The issue of security, not only in Nigeria, but anywhere in the world, is key. And that is why our Constitution and all other constitutions that I can remember put a lot of emphasis on the issue of security of lives and properties. As you mentioned that I was a Minister of Defense, yes, I am so happy that I had that opportunity during the second term of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, that he appointed me the Minister of Defense. And in that office, I had opportunity to work together with the military. I had an opportunity to see them right from the beginning at Zaria being trained, at Kaduna NDA being trained, and of course being trained all over the world. And I believe that we left military that was capable and disciplined and ever ready to defend the territorial integrity of this country. I had an opportunity to visit them all over the world, especially here in Africa, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, in Darfur, and other parts of the world where they had reasons to be there for operations. And they did it successfully, and they all returned back. Now, what we are saying today, unfortunately, in my opinion, is a reflection of the leadership. They are doing their best, but I believe that given the opportunity of better training and retraining, better equipments, and arms and ammunitions, I'm sure our military can perform better. Not only the military, because normally military is the last resort. We have other security agencies that have also gotten the required training. Now, put together what we are saying today, especially my humble self and many other people who are associated with military and other security agencies, are very much shocked and surprised that some of these things are happening not far away from here in Abuja, happening between here and Kaduna and many other parts of this country. I believe this is a time to advise and urge the government to do whatever they can to see how we can get better improvement so that people can have confidence in this country, confidence that they can go out to places and come back home safely, confidence that they can go into their rooms and sleep well, wake up in the morning and continue with their legitimate activities. And that should be done because that is the main responsibility of any good government, not only in Nigeria, but across the world. Let me take this opportunity to condole the families of those who have lost their lives and also thank all those, especially the military themselves and other security agencies, because from the news that we have, they have done their best after inflicting, the bandits inflicting some of the injuries and deaths to Nigerians in the train.
All right, let me, because we will get to the point where I would like to know your own solutions to some of these problems, because your party now, NNPP, is saying that they have the solution to some of these problems. First and foremost, it beats the imagination of some of your friends in the PDP, were wondering why we Senator Kwankwaso abandon or dump the PDP at this time. Is it that your differences with some of your friends in the PDP are irreconcilable, or what went wrong so badly that you dumped the PDP where you gained prominence as a minister and as a governor?
Yes, you see, what is required to be done in the security aspect is also the sort of efforts that are required to improve the economy of this country. Everybody knows where we are, and of course, if care is not taken, going by what we are seeing on the ground, only God knows what will happen in the future, because it looks like very little is being done to reverse the situation of economy and all other areas we can even think of. So the security must be given priority. President and all other agencies, relevant agencies and departments, and of course the ministry itself must be up and doing, must keep their eyes on what is happening. What you normally hear is that when the bandits or terrorists attack Nigerians, the military goes there to repel, to send them away. We are yet to hear that we had a major operation in all these parts of the country where the military itself is pursuing the bandits. It's not enough to throw a bomb here and there, but the infantry and other arms of the army must move in. These areas must be combed. These young men must be removed from all these places so that Nigerians can have the opportunity to do other things, like our farmers in all these areas have already been sacked. And talking to many people, especially from these infested areas, they will tell you that everybody knows where the bandits are. Everybody knows them, many of them, in fact, most of them from the information, people that are from that locality or nearby states. And they know them, they know their families, they participate in many things. You begin to wonder what is really happening. In Kano, for example, when I was governor, the Boko Haram made all efforts to make Kano its base. But we took all the necessary steps, put in all the equipments, gadgets, and other things necessary to locate and identify these bandits, pick them, and deal with them according to the law of the land. At the end of the day, they, among themselves, they told themselves the truth that Kano was a no-go area. And I can assure you, Sheun, up till this moment in time, and of course in the near future, Kano will continue to be an island in terms of security in the northwest and even in northern Nigeria. Now, it surprises me, not only as a former Minister of Defense, but even as former governor of Kano, where I was chief security officer, where we had a real battle with them when I was governor. It's not only, on the other hand, it's not only the issue of military or the security agencies. There are other areas of security, the food security, issue of education, issue of employment, issue of other aspects of economy. When farmers are not going to the farm, when people have to pay ransom or taxes to the bandits, when people are losing confidence in government itself and realizing that the other side, and that's the sides of bandits, is more reliable, then it becomes a huge problem. You see, people respect government because they are sure of their protection and they are sure of being punished when they go wrong. And once people lose that confidence, then they start looking for alternative. And the alternative is, a part of it is even the bandits themselves. We know so many people, according to information about what we read, about the names, the families of these bandits, and they keep on operating. Sometimes I remember from here to Kaduna, they came 4 times consecutively. Every day they come almost at the same point, attack Nigerians, main trunk road from here to Kaduna.
All right.
So these are things.
Your Excellency, I don't know if you can hear me clearly. The question I asked earlier, I've moved slightly away from the security issue to yourself and the reasons why you left the PDP. And I was asking if the reasons are based on irreconcilable differences between you and some of your friends in the PDP. For those who have beat their imagination, where someone who served as governor of the PDP and also served as the Minister of Defense on the PDP platform will jump ship at this time, who also ran for the ticket of the party. Is it, I think, so bad which led you out of the PDP?
Yes, I heard you very clearly, Sheun. You asked 2 questions. I was answering A part of it, and B of part of it, which is the issue of leaving the PDP. You see, in 1998, I was part of the formation of the PDP at that time. At that time, I was Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps. I was elected delegate to the Consular Conference in 1994-95. And when it was being formed in 1998, I was really part of it. And the following year, in 1999, I was opportuned to be governor of Kano State. Now, you see, if you look at the formation of PDP, it was really not based on any ideology or any principle. It was purely based on the fact that people were sick and tired of the military at that particular time. And we all came together and agreed among ourselves that we would work as a family, North, South, Muslim, Christians, all ethnic groups and so on, not minding any tendency. And we succeeded in comfortably removing the military at that particular time. And I'm happy to say that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has done so many good things. Some of them people don't even realize, especially on the issue of the military itself. the foundation, solid foundations, was being laid by Chief Olusegun Obasanjo in his first and second term to ensure that the military doesn't have any opportunity again to come back. So the formation as it is that was the main purpose of PDP. And as we are moving, we realized, like in Kano, we had people, it's like a tripod. One leg was PRP, which was divided into two, Aminu Kano group, which was my group, and that of Arimi group. And of course, the far right, that is the MPN side. And together we came and successfully we won the election in Kano. And since then, you could realize that we had running battles with other people based on ideology. And that was why when the thing, the whole thing went to the boiling point in 2014, we decided to team up with progressives across the country to form APC. Unfortunately, APC could not yield the result that we or even Nigerians could say, yes, the change was positive. And we were there with many other people, groups, as you all know, bit of ABGA, ACN, CPC, and 5 of us from PDP. And unfortunately, the leadership could not bring us together, mainly because of these differences of ideology. Now, and that was why we were there in PDP when I came back to PDP, and that was just before the 2019 election. Now we realized that we had an opportunity because we talked to Nigerians. We are Nigerians who are conversant with what is happening, not only at Abuja level, even at village level. And we realized that people are sick and tired of these two political parties. Unfortunately, we have leaders in these parties who don't understand, who refuse to change, who refuse to become flexible, to understand that time is dynamic. Yes, you can be 60, 50, 70, or even more if you understand how to change yourself on daily basis, on hourly basis, on yearly basis, to go at the rate at which people will understand that you know and you are ready to understand their problem. Now, so based on that,
I'd like
really,
to follow up on
my
that,
humble self and
Your Excellency. Based on what you have been quoted to have said, you said the APC and PDP have failed Nigerians. And now you're saying that the NNPP has what it takes to fix the problems of Nigeria. The big question here is, what gives you the confidence, or what exactly is the solution that ANPP possess? You now are being called the national leader of the NNPP. But the question is, you've been part of the APC, you've been part of the PDP. If you say they are the problems of Nigeria or they don't have the solution, people will ask the question, you have been part of these two political parties. What exactly is it that you are bringing that is different from what we have seen over almost 20 years of these two parties?
Yes, you see, we have been there as strange bedfellows. We have been there not agreeing, and I realize that we are the only group in this country that can go out and really form what somebody initially can call a third force. You see, in the last 1 year, I was occupied together with my good friends across the country, people who believe in real positive change. We put ourselves together in the name of the national movement, the TNM, and we are very careful in who really comes there, because the experience we are talking about made us to understand that these are the people who believe in our ideology. Now, if you want to know what we intend to do in this country, Shewan, please go to Kano, or ask anybody. We are so many, some are even in channels. Ask them what we have done in Kano in terms of security, in terms of education, in terms of youth employment, in terms of agriculture, roads, infrastructure. You go to Kano today. Kano is completely different from what it used to be. So you see, all these things have to do with capacity. All these things have to do with what Malam Aminu Kano told us about the love and support we have for the masses of this country. So these are the sorts of things that we are ready to do. And one thing I want you to know, Shaun, is that based on our capacity and ability to perform as government, all what we have done in 8 years, all the things I am telling you and many others that can be told by people of Kano, we have done them without resort to borrow one single kobo or naira or dollar from anybody. We have never borrowed anything. All what we have done was purely based on the internally generated revenue and, of course, what we get from federal accounts.
It's now time for us to close the program. But in 30 seconds, you're now being called the national leader of the NNPP. Are you also going to be the presidential candidate of the NNPP? Just in 30 seconds.
On 22nd of February 2022, we formed and we launched TNM. From there, we started working on the party, which is the New Nigeria People's Party. Now, you can see that within 1 month, we were able to do party registration, congresses at ward, local government, state, zone, and yesterday we had our convention. I'm happy channels were there to report to Nigerians what we have done. I can assure you that we now have a party, a platform. And the biggest success so far is that we have provided Nigerians who believe in change and alternative, because what we have is those people on one hand, PDP and APC, who are struggling by all means to maintain the status quo. And what Nigerians are saying is this status quo cannot continue because we have benefited nothing from what government, responsible governments should do. So I believe that at the end of the day, we succeeded in having a party on the ground, and I can assure you people are registering left, right, and center across the country. So I urge all Nigerians to register with New Nigeria People's Party and ensure positive change in 2023.
We are totally out of time, but you've not answered my question on whether you'll be the presidential candidate of the NNPP. We are totally out of time. I wish you...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just 1 month now, very soon we'll come up with a position on the issue of who becomes a flag bearer of our party, the New Nigeria People's Party. Thank you.
All right. Senator Robbie Muso Kwankwaso, former governor of Kano State and the national leader of the NNPP, thank you so much for your time tonight with us.